Good morning everyone. I am Prakul Pandita, student of the Acting School at Language International.
While a couple of years of the graduating classes education have been challenging due to COVID, each of you have shown unprecedented resilience and grace. So here we are today to celebrate the culmination of this graduating classes film and media education. This year's
Founder Chairman Mr. Subhash Rai, Dean Mr. Ravi Gupta,
कैमरा समझ के दिखाओ ये फोटो
I would request our guests and SG sir to please take their seats on stage. Thank you everyone for being here today and making this day most memorable for the students. I'd also like to welcome the families and friends of the class of 2022 who are here.
Alumni we lost to COVID. Apart from these, several more unsung artists and technician heroes, all of whom made our lives so much more entertaining.
Thank you all.
I would request you all to keep standing as we play the test anthem. Thank you.
Let me introduce to you Neeraj Roy, who founded Hungama and is the CEO and the Managing Director of Hungama. Neeraj, we are so excited and happy to have you here with us this morning. In fact, I've had the privilege of watching your growth right from the day you ventured into this world. In fact, Neeraj was actually in the hospitality sector with the Taj Group, spent some years there. Thereafter moved into finance when he joined Prime Securities. But when the internet came, he was among the first to look at that opportunity and get into that opportunity. And it was way back in 1999 as we were all in the industry and we were watching his growth, his excitement, the challenges that he met. And he was always on the forefront of digital entertainment landscape, which he actually even created and sort of built up. He went through a lot of challenges, and he is the kind of person who I consider as a great role model of entrepreneurship. Giving up his job, starting something totally new in a totally new space with which he was not very familiar, and yet having a belief that this was where the growth really was. And until the internet came in, media was really very exciting, but it got even more exciting when the internet happened, and got even more exciting when digital happened. And he has been at the forefront of all of this, and watched it, contributed to it, modified it, and developed it. In fact, Neeraj built Hungama, and then around 2000, when he was just taking off, the dot-com bubble happened. He went through a lot of crises and a lot of problems. I saw the kind of issues that he had to deal with, and yet his commitment and the challenges that he met and how he met them, building up a core team, living through those difficult periods, he managed to ensure that the business grew because he completely believed in it and he completely sort of was committed to it. And over a period of time, he got major investors. Investors included investors like Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, the late Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. It included Intel Capital, which is the investment wing of Intel Corp, and also major brands like the Chinese Xiaomi. So congratulations on what you managed to achieve. But raising funds is only part of the challenge really, because managing a team, understanding technologies, living with technologies, there's such a lot that needs to be done to ensure that your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams are translated into commercially viable ventures, and he did all of that. He continued to grow with the mobile revolution, and when the smartphones came, there was no limit, the sky was the limit for him. And it's wonderful to see that he as an aggregator, as a content creator also, and as a distributor, reaches out to almost 190 countries around the world and has touched the lives of over 1 billion people. Amazing. But what I admire most about him is that he did all of this with business ethics, and that is something that all of you really need to know, learn and understand, because it is so important to run a business with ethics. And he gives back to the society. He has actually worked a lot in the area of environments. He's been totally against plastics, and all of that I've really admired. And thank you, Neeraj. We've been your partners. Wrestling Woods has been your partners with Hungama. The content of all our students is distributed by you. We have an agreement that has been running now for several years. So thank you very much. And our students look forward to hearing from you.
I will talk to you about stories and storytelling. I will talk to you about an opportunity called India. I will talk to you about your graduation today. And finally, I would like to talk to you about, your journey ahead, your pursuit of happiness. So let me start first with, as humanity, we've always known the power of stories and storytelling. It has been carried forward, whether through spiritual and religious discourses, or as a means to sort of pass on from generation to generation. You go back to the eras of the Stone Ages, you go back to around our own civilization here, the Mohenjo-daro, Harappa civilization, the Mesopotamian civilization, and you will find symbolism, you will find elements of stories that have been brought around. And then you cut to maybe about 400, 500, 600 years in the evolution of writing and books, the entire aspect of taking that forward into the printing press, and then the evolution of digital, starting first with radio to television to now the internet. Never before has there been a bigger opportunity and importance to stories and storytelling. And it does not for a moment now relate only to the media entertainment industry. Every business, every institution today is about an aspect of how they narrate their stories, how they engage their communities. And the 8 billion people around, just the last decade has seen the biggest democratization towards creators, the formation of creators, and the emergence of millions and tens of millions of storytellers, and 8 billion consumers who at the touch of a button are available to listen to you. You all are special because you've already chosen a line related in that area. You've not come into a path to say, okay, I'm going to do this. Whether it is about making of films, you've chosen to tell stories through gaming, you've chosen to tell stories through fashion, you've chosen to do that through the events and programs that you will do. So in many ways, you've already chosen right, and as some would say, you've chosen wisely. The second thing I'd like to speak to you about is about the forever changing and very disruptive tech landscape. And within that, an opportunity called India. Enough has been said about what we've witnessed, but I think it is about what we are likely to see over the next 10, 15, 20 years. We are in a phase whereby from 6 billion to 8 billion people, the last 2 billion remaining to have that connectivity will get so literally over the next 4 or 5 years. I'm not going to talk about, the significance of connectivity, the way data prices have fallen, etc. That's all a known fact. How today smartphones are a reality. It is going much, much more beyond that. You will witness this in every aspect of life. Because as we are at the cusp of the introduction of 5G services now, every aspect of it will become a screen. The table that you are sitting on has the possibility of being a screen. When you get into the elevator, there will be screens. When you're inside of your car, in the next 4 or 5 years, when there are self-driving cars, you'll ask yourself, why do all of us have to be facing in one direction? At the touch of a button, you'll turn, and that automobile in which you're probably spending 2-3 hours of your daily life is going to be your workplace, and the screens around are again screens within which you're either doing business, you're communicating, your family, you're working around. The aspect of stories comes back here again. But the more important thing in that is the time that we are and the significance of being here in a nation which is literally at the cusp of what we will call, we've celebrated 75 years of our independence. And as our Prime Minister said, the next 25, and he laid out that outlook, it is the Amrit Kal. I truly believe that that is the kind of opportunity that you are seeing in front of yourself. From a $3.5 trillion economy to potentially a 30.
Today with us, we have a renowned and talented, internationally acclaimed sand artist from Mumbai, Mr. Om Prakash, who will take us through the journey of our founder chairman through his sand art. Mr. Om Prakash is an acclaimed sand artist, speed painter and sculptor. Let's welcome Mr. Om Prakash, who's with us in the auditorium today. Over to you, sir.
Life should be celebrated. And today we celebrate the 80th birthday of Subhash Ghai. And the 80th birthday, we really believe is his 18th birthday. So today he has really become an adult, Subhashji. But we hope that the child in you remains, because it's the child that is most creative, and you have been so creative. And in fact, one of the things about Subhashji that I'd like to tell you all, and it's something that you all should take away, because we all know about his cinema, we all know about
A mentor to all of us and to all Whistling with students, Mr. Subhash Ghai.
Thank you, and thank you. She has asked me to speak only few words. And I am not used to speak few words. So many things to say, so much emotion, so much hard work, so much aspirations, so many children, their parents, their dreams, their fear and hopes and challenges. What to talk about it? And first of all, let me thank to all parents of these children who are graduating today. I understand your feeling that you allowed them to come to this field looking into their aspirations and talent. And today you are watching your own child being graduated in one field, and now he is entering into the second field. That's called a professional word. And I understand it, and I can assure you one thing, that your children are very brilliant, because I met them when they came into the institute first day, and now I can see them with a lot of maturity within 3 years, and I'm sure that you will validate that. Now, let me thank to each one, particularly our mentor, one of the great master of cinema, Indian cinema, Mr. Shyam Benikal. I remember when I thought of opening this Whistling Woods Institute in 2004, 2003, though I've been working for the last 10 years to think over it. And I traveled various film schools in the world. The first thing when I came back to Bombay, I thought, fine, I can bring investors, I can bring people, I can make building, I can make so many things, because God has been kind to me to give me success with money. So now I have to return this money to my children of this country. The first thing what I did was, I went to Mr. Shyam Benikal, and I told him, most important thing, what I would like to educate our children in right direction. And I remember that while designing all the courses and the approach of education and the philosophy of education, I had a lot of meetings with Mr. Shyam Benikal and many others, like Shekhar Kapoor and the people, Shabana Azmi. So the initial force of the philosophy of education, what Mr. Benikal and other people contributed, I give the whole credit of the success of Whistling Woods to these people than Subhash Ghai or any one of us. Because please give a big round of applause to Mr. Benikal. Thank you, Shyamji, being here with us. And second is definitely my old friend, and today one of the great achievers in media is Mr. Neeraj. Neerajji, I heard your speech. What you told the children was very valuable, and particularly, he told you so many things, but mainly, which I will always, I also learned from him, it's called a relearning and reskilling yourself. Every morning is your relearning. Whatever you have learned past is in the file, but you have to reboot yourself again, relearn, upskill yourself, reskill yourself. That is a thing which I learned from him, Mr. Neeraj. Thank you for being with us. And also thank you for the Master Award winner, my favorite musician, Mr. Leslie. I wish we could have a guitar here and I could have asked him, because whenever I look at him, I meet him, I feel like kuch baja do yaar, kuch suna do yaar. Thank you. Thank you for being with us, Leslie. And now I'm talking about the Dean of our Whistling Board, my old friend, Mr. Ravi Gupta. I totally disagree with him. I totally disagree with him when he declared that I'm 80. No way. You must have searched Google or seen my passport. So declare me 80 years old guy. No. I'm 80 years young boy. And I move around with this 18 to 22 every day. And I live with them, I interact with them, I know them. More than the parents, I know them. Parents should know what they want to know about you, right? But I'm so blessed, I feel, that by opening this school, God has given me the great opportunity to live update every year, every morning, every week. Because I do interact with students every time. I do interact with my faculty every week. And I feel बूढ़ा होने का सवाल ही नहीं है. If you make your children friends, just friends, don't make them children. Just make them friends. देखिए इसको बोलते हैं यंगस्टर. बाप भी यंगस्टर हो सकता है. So it's so beautiful to be best friend to your children. Trust me. I am best friend to my grandchildren. I am best friend to my daughter, my younger daughter, my elder daughter. Because I am keen to learn what they think, what they aspire. And the world has been changing so drastically. So the media, so the people, all of you have been watching this. I am sure कि हमारे टाइम में तो फिर भी हम 10-10 साल के बाद एक नया पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू लेके आते थे. ये तो हर 2 महीने बाद एक नया पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू लेके आते हैं. They are changing by every 3 years there is a new generation. The boy who thinks at 21 does not think at 24. A boy who thinks at 16 does not think at the age of 19. Am I right? So you change, you evolve yourself because of the knowledge, the expansion of knowledge, invasion of social media, invasion of the net all over the world. Children are different. And I'm very sure that you guys are going to change the whole world, provided, now I'm coming to you. You know yourself, provided you know yourself. And I repeat again through my experience of all these 50 years of my life, I was also a student like you from FTI, and I was also a struggler for 4 to 5 years in this industry, 5 years minimum. So you are entering into the other graduation. This graduation is the experience with the professionals. Now, one part is over today. The other part begins. You are entering into the world of professionals who may not welcome you because you are brilliant. You may compete them. They are scared of you, but you have to make them comfortable. You have to make them teachers. सर वो तो मैंने एकेडमिक सीख लिया, अभी मैंने आपसे आपका एक्सपीरियंस सीखना है. This is the first step you have to learn. The few things which I would like to share with you is today. like I always share with my children. If you really want to be successful, and the successful people are only 10 to 20% people, am I right? And if you want to be in the category of 10% to 20% people who are really success, means this the success. ट्रेलिंग सक्सेस नहीं, उसमें 2-4 बातें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं. Never ever think for a shortcut success. Never think of shortcuts. Plan your life properly for 1 decade, for 5 years to 10 years. And plan it properly because you have a career for another 30-40 years. It's very, very important. Don't look around कि उसका ये हो गया, उसका ये हो गया, मेरा नहीं हुआ. तुम्हारा वही होगा जो तुम्हारे पास merits हैं. 100% होगा. If you look at the story of all successful people in the world, 99% biographies say that they had a very long-term sight. There was a long-term vision. They were never short-term thinkers. तो अपने जीवन को पहले आप लंबे तरीके से देखो, and gradually one by one, go on making yourself master of a day, every week, and you see what happens to you. Automatically success will follow you. Automatically people will come to you to support you. अहंकार छोड़ दो, overvaluation छोड़ दो. Be a student till the end of your life. Trust me or not, even today I learn. I think I have to learn a lot. I'm still a student. I'm never a master. I've never been a master. I've never been a teacher. I've never been कि मुझे आ गया सब कुछ. नहीं, मुझे कुछ नहीं आया. एक जीवन में तो आता ही नहीं कुछ. You learn only 25% of things which you should have learned in one life. हमारी जिंदगी में हम 25%, 30% से चीजें सीखते नहीं. अभी भी मैं पढ़ता हूँ, अब मैं नेट में देखता हूँ तो मुझे लगता है ये तो मुझे मालूम ही नहीं था, ये भी मालूम नहीं था, ये भी मालूम नहीं था. तो क्या मालूम था तुम्हें? तो क्या मालूम था? कुछ भी मालूम नहीं था. So now you have been blessed with so much knowledge, so much big library on the net. So you connect the best of the books and best of wisdom books with you. Read all those interviews with the best of the successful people. Always connect yourself with the successful people in genuine, with aesthetics, with genuine mastery of their work. Does not matter कि मीडिया में ही सीखना है. Scientist, the philosopher, the psychologist, the doctors, the lawyers, you should read each and everything. And if you connect yourself with the successful surroundings and the people, you are actually entering into the success. Please understand this. Human communication is the most important thing. You can't say it's me and myself. Humbleness pays. If you want to really this industry to help you, first thing you have to be humble. No job is a small job. Even you have to sweep the floor, you should sweep the floor. Never say that I'm a graduate and I've learned all this. It's fine, it's your knowledge. Now implement it and show the result to the company. So no job is small job. Because every job is a responsible job. It's a serious job. कुर्सी हटाने के लिए भी उन्होंने बोला तो आप कुर्सी उठा के वहाँ पर रखो. चाय बनाने के लिए बोलता है चाय बनाओ. You can't say I'm a director, I'm a writer, I'm an actor. No. This is how you have to begin the life. And you will see that people will stop you to make a tea for you, to bring a chair for you, because you have proved yourself. So it's very important. And remember one thing, what I learned, I'm sharing with you what I learned from my life, from my struggle. from my failures, that I am the only competition for myself. There is no competition in the world for me. There is no competition for Subhash Ghai. There is no competition for Dinesh, Ramesh, Mahesh. Your competition is only yourself. The problem with the youngsters is, and it was also there also for the generation, that हम ये देखते हैं उसको मिल गया हमें नहीं मिला है, वो क्या कर रहा है, उसके क्या ट्रिक्स है, मेरे को भी फॉलो करना चाहिए, उसके इतने फॉलोअर्स आ गए, उसके उतना इन्फ्लुएंसर बन गया, वो ऐसा हो गया, मुझे भी वैसा ही करना चाहिए, मार्केट में चल गया है मुझे भी चलना है, मार्केट में जो चल गया है वो तो मेरा दुश्मन है, मेरे को लेना ही नहीं है उसको, मुझे ताल्लुक ही नहीं रखना है उसके साथ, क्योंकि वो मार्केट में चल रहा है, मुझे आगे आके अपनी मार्केट बनानी है। जब अपनी मार्केट बनानी है तो मुझे उससे क्यों इन्फ्लुएंस होना है। जो फिल्म हिट हो जाती थी हमारी या म्यूजिक हिट होता था तो हमें ऐसा लगता था कि ये तो नहीं करना है, ये तो ऑलरेडी हिट मीन्स दैट नाउ पीपल नो अबाउट इट, नाउ व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू न्यू गिव समथिंग न्यू टू देम, तो मुझे वो तो दुश्मन ही लगने लग जाता था। सो नेवर गो विद द मार्केटिंग ट्रेंड, know your audience, know your people, know your followers, they are mine, but not through the temporary success, but the constant success for the 50 years to 100 years. 1940 में क्या होता, 2000 में 1990s में क्या था, what were our old classics, what was Ramayana, Mahabharata. Ramayana, Mahabharata is the biggest hit play in the world. 3000 साल से कोई पिक्चर चली है आज तक, चलिए कोई, रामायण चलिए, महाभारत चलिए, वो प्ले आज भी चलता है और आगे भी 1000 साल तक चलेगा। तो आप सोचिए, हमसे बड़े राइटर तो वो थे, हम क्या राइटर, 10वीं पिक्चर चल जाती है, पार्टी रे पार्टी रे पार्टी, अरे जिसकी 2000 से चली है उसके सामने तो कुछ भी नहीं हम। Don't go for temporary success. Don't go for short-term success. Be the master of your work, master of your field. And only you can do that. Nobody else. Nobody else can do that. And whenever you work for some company or somebody, some person, please remember, take an oath today. Take an oath. I will not give 100% to him, whatever has been told to me. No. 100% anybody can give. I am special. I am going to give him the 150% of it. I am going to make my boss ashamed. यार मैं इतना अंडर पे करता हूँ इस बच्चे को, ऐसा होना चाहिए कि मैं इसको इतना अंडर पे करता हूँ, ये तो 100-150 लेके आता है, मैं 100 बोलता हूँ. That makes you successful. 100% से नहीं चलेगा बॉस. हम तो बोलते हैं 80% कर दिया तो बहुत हो गया, दूसरे क्या कर रहे हैं साहब, उसने क्या किया, बोले वो सब 90% में है, मुझे 10% में आना है. So the best thing is that you give not 100%, 150% today. Will you? Give a hand, big hand. Look at the things beyond obvious. जो सामने सक्सेस नजर आ रही है, सामने नजर आ रहा है, वो नहीं, उसके पीछे क्या है. एनी ऑब्जेक्ट, एनी प्लान, एक अच्छी कहानी के पीछे क्या होता है, एक अच्छे म्यूजिक के पीछे क्या होता है, एक अच्छे मीडिया के पास, एक अच्छे इंसान के पीछे क्या होता है. लुक बियॉन्ड द ऑब्वियस. ऑब्वियस तो कोई भी चीज है, वो सब देख रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं एज एन आर्टिस्ट मैं और भी चीजें देख रहा हूं जो दिखाई दे रहा है. जब मैं वो देखना शुरू करता हूं, then I become visionary. That's called a visionary. Visionary is a person who can see beyond the obvious. You want to be visionary in your field? Yes, look at beyond the obvious. You see, I understand. बुजुर्गों का ज्यादातर ज्ञान अच्छा नहीं लगता है, लेकिन सुनना पड़ता है. माँ बाप भी हैं, टीचर भी हैं, अब सबने सुभाष डे भी बैठा तो क्या करेंगे, सुन लेते हैं यार। सुनो, ध्यान से सुनो, थोड़ा सा टाइम दे दो, थोड़े से टाइम में बहुत काम आएगा। दोस्तों के साथ पार्टियां तो बर्थडे चलती रहेंगी, वो भी रखो। सैटरडे संडे खूब अच्छा मनाओ, लेकिन 5 दिन खूब डट के काम करो। बर्थडे पार्टी करो, चीयर्स करो, डांस करो, म्यूजिक करो, कुछ भी करो, अपना काम मुझे तो भैया करना ही है। मैं भी डिस्को जाता था, लेकिन डिस्को में देखता था इस साउंड में बेस कैसे आता है। डिस्को में जाकर मैं देखता था ऐसा कि एक लाइट क्यों डलाते हैं, आधा अंधेरा पक 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 लाइट क्यों करते हैं, ताकि लड़का लड़की ज़्यादा एक दूसरे को घूर के देख न सकें, सीधा सीधा डांस कर लें। ये एकदम मैडनेस क्यों क्रिएट की जाती है? दे टेक यू इनटू डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड ऑफ रिलैक्सेशन, ऑफ बीइंग डिफरेंट। सो आप डिस्को भी जाएंगे तो उसमें भी आपने कितनी चीज़ें ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं, अपार्ट फॉर योर फ्रेंड्स। बाकी लोग तो डांस करने हैं, मजा करने हैं, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी देखने आऊँ, मैं भी डांस करूँगा, है ना? सो इट्स सच ए ब्यूटीफुल थिंग व्हेन यू ग्रो अबव ए नॉर्मल पर्सन, जो कि बेचारा आएगा, नौकरी करेगा, 15% उसकी पगार बढ़ती चली जाएगी, 10% जिंदगी में वैसे रह जाएगा। आई वॉन्ट यू टू बी the leader of your field. I want you to excel, and this is what I'm sharing you. All my bits, what I have learned, tak करके सीखा मैं. And I really wish you, your success is our success, your success is my success, and I want you to do excellence in life. Respect all, accept all. Have your perspective, but respect every perspective. इसका भी perspective अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है. There are 257 truths in the world. There is not one truth. Your truth may be one truth. लेकिन बहुत से अलग अलग truth, सबके अलग अलग दृष्टिकोण हैं, perspective हैं. मेरा बिलीव है मैं कर लूँगा, मैं ऐसे करना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन मैं किसी को विरोध नहीं कर सकता। तुम भी ठीक हो, तुम भी ठीक हो, तुम भी ठीक हो, मैं अपना कर लूँ, अच्छा थैंक यू, आप अपना कर लीजिए, जो आपकी आत्मा कहे, दिल कहे, दिमाग कहे। These are the small tips which I learned from my seniors. I learned from my most successful people I met. And my best wishes, my blessings to all of you. Have a great life future.
Wow, this is a big one. I want to say hello, but I want to say it's a big one just because I'm feeling amazed that I got this from Whistling Woods, which, needs no introduction. And, I've got a lot of love from Subhashji, just as an independent artist, you know what I'm saying. So I have a lot of value, a lot of love for him, and everybody over here. I'm a little silent right now because it's a big one. I love it. I'm not into receiving awards. I'm not into giving speeches. But I am really honored to get this award from Whistling Woods, and especially because it's Subhashji's 80th birthday, and it's from him. And I would like to say something. Maybe it will help you. So I grew up in a boarding school in St. Mary's in Mount Abu. So we had panthers, leopards, bears, snakes, fish. So my school was inside a jungle, St. Mary's. So I grew up in wildlife. और जब टाइम आया था कि 10th standard के बाद, this is from the 3rd standard. So when 10th standard, I had to leave. All of us were passing out. And the principal asked us, okay, so now you're going into the real world, just like you guys are going into the real world. He said, so what do you want to become? And somebody said, sir, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, somebody want to be an whatever, engineer. Came to Leslie. So Leslie, what do you want to become? And I'm telling you, I was so blank. I said, sir, I want to play the guitar. Because that's what I dreamed of. And the whole class laughed at me at that point. You want to play the guitar? You're 10th standard, you're passing out, you're going back. And 40 years later, we had a reunion back in Mount Abu. Out of 44 kids, 38 of us got back with our class teacher 40 years later. And they all said, hey, we knew you were going to make it. I said, don't lie. You guys all laughed at me and I haven't forgotten it. So these things you're going to remember when you pass out today. I think it's fantastic. I just want to give you a little brief journey of mine, which might, but before I do that, I just want to tell you whatever Neeraj has told you today, go back, watch that video, go and get that video and watch it slowly and just absorb, because he's given you so much amazing stuff there. Watch it slowly, you'll pick up amazing things there. And it's all real stuff. So that's my, I really thought he said a lot of things. He said a lot of things really fast, so go back and watch it at your own pace. So as far as I'm concerned, I came back from Mount Abu, I came to Bombay and I wanted to play the guitar. So I started playing, I didn't know anybody, and I started playing in a fisherman band at Mahim. There's a fisherman colony, so Blue Diamond Orchestra. असं म्हणायचं, Blue Diamond Orchestra. They couldn't say orchestra. And so there was a Rafi voice and a Kishore voice and Lataji, Ashi, the whole orchestra was there. And I used to play on the road. In Ganpati festival, Pandal on the road, Satpati, Umbargaon, Palghar station, all these random places. And I just wanted to play the guitar. So I was, playing guitar with my teeth like Jimi Hendrix. And they thought, like, this guy's mad. But that's what I wanted to do. And this is in that Blue Diamond Orchestra. So I used to play it in Dharavi. There was a big don in those days called Vardarajan, and his Ganpati used to happen. And I used to play there, and it's just random. I just wanted to play. So in playing, then I started playing guitar professionally. And I started playing in the studios. And then I, figured out how I should work in the studio and whatever. And then playing. I played for practically everybody. And I was playing, Bhojpuri films, I was playing Hindi films, I was playing for jingle recording, whatever. And at some point, I started getting called a lot. And then I said, hey, but I'd like to compose some jingles on my own. And they said, no, he's a very good guitar player. If you have a jingle, then you should call him to play the guitar. But I don't think he's a composer. I don't think he can compose. So, kaam hi nahi mila. But so what I did, I stopped playing the guitar. I said, mujhe jingle karna hi hai. And I just waited till I got my first break and the second and the third. And then from there on, I've done practically every commercial, every major brand in this country I've done, including for Neeraj, Hangama. He doesn't know, I did the music. Yeah, so I was like I became this jingle composer. So there I was, not playing the guitar, composing jingles and doing what I love, do what you love. Yeah, so I was just doing what I love. And in doing jingles, it was getting over in 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and mujhe aur lamba karna tha. I wanted to do songs, and they said, we have only this much, 30 seconds, we have to finish the track. So that yearning to compose songs, a full song, and finally I said, look, can I compose some music? And they said, no, he's a very good jingle composer. I don't think he can compose songs because he's not like Anuji and all, 5-6 minute ka gana. He's 30 seconds on, he's fantastic for that. So again, I got no work for a long time and I pushed. And then the first song that came out that I did get a chance was Pari Hu Main. And that kind of set the tone for, Janam Samjha Karo, Yaro Dosti, Pal, all these songs. But so I became a music producer, composer, and I had to figure how to do that. I had to buy new equipment, I had to learn the equipment. I was trying the sound engineer do it like this, and he had the equipment, he doesn't know what to do with it. He doesn't know how to do it. And I know it's possible, but he doesn't know how to do it. So what do? You buy your own computer, you buy your own thing, and then you learn it yourself, and you just do it. And that's how you become the hottest producer, because now you know how to make the computer work for you. I'm talking about music, but I was working with the biggest ad filmmakers who are today some of the biggest film directors, So, so I had to dive into it and relearn how to use this equipment. And, you saw that picture of me with a guitar there. That's not a guitar, it's a guitar synthesizer. I can play the flute on that, I can play the violin in those days. But I had to learn how to, you couldn't just play guitar normally, it would play all wrong notes. You had to relearn how to play your hand, your right hand, left hand. So all these things kept on. And then I said, okay, gaane to ban rahe, but let's do something on our own. Let's go and play live here. And one day we were waiting for the script, and Hariharan had come to sing a Hindi jingle for me. It was for Hero Puk and Motorbike. And the script was not ready, and this is about 8 p.m. So kya kare, I picked up a guitar, I started jamming, and Hariharan started jamming with me. And so, most Indian classical singers will sing in one rag only. They won't switch rags, and they won't switch scales and things. So suddenly the entire studio just sat down. And for half an hour, there was a full jugalbandi of these two guys, and I'm playing blues, and I'm playing jazz and country, and saying, "Acha beta, aajao." And he's at it. And I said, man, this guy is like, he's amazing, because he's not kind of letting go, saying, kaun sa scale hai kya? He was improvising. And then the phone rang, says, so a script aa gaya. I knew that was the magic that got lost. And we said, we should do something, we should record this, kuch karna chahiye. So I said, dekho, I've got an idea of a good singer. He's another guy who sings English, and you sing classical. So I was always the producer. So I said, let's make this. He said, no, kisi aur ke saath nahi gaana hai. If you sing, it's okay. I said, pagal hai. You're Hariharan. I'm not like a trained singer types. And he said, no, if you're going to sing, then I do. So I said, okay, then let's form a band. Then I'll sing whatever I want, you sing what you want, and let's go and perform this live. There was no bands performing live at that point. We said, let's go and take our music live, and that's why we formed Colonial Cousins. And that became the next magic for me, which had to figure now. Okay, now I have a partner. I can't just do whatever I want. I had to rework how we comfortably work together and create stuff, and got the Billboard Awards last week. You see, all that happened. Stretch limos, bouncers, all the liquid at the back. It was all there, and being there. So you've arrived, whatever. And then Colonial Cousins happens, Krishna, Sani Thapa, whatever, Kai Zhala. And then you go on, you say, hey, and then MTV comes to you and says, MTV comes and says, sir, can you start Coke Studio in India, because you know music, we don't know. So can you just do it? And it was just that, can you do it? And we leave it to you. And I mean, how much magic could that be where somebody just lets you do what you want to do? And that's how Coke Studio but then with Coke Studio, we did 51 songs in 40 days. Try it. I can't do it again. But it was a moment of madness, passion, because just wanted to do what we wanted to do, and had everybody from the best singers in Bollywood to the best singers in folk, and and it's just how do you go to put them together and create something. And I think with Coke Studio started all the independent bands in colleges, where every tabla player and drummer and flute player and guitar player got together and say, hey, let's form a band, we can jam. And I think that's what happened with Coke Studio, and I would work till about 5 a.m. creating the stuff. 5 to 5:30 I was sending the emails of the tracks to Darshan Doshi, the drummer, or Dibya Jyoti, the bass player, and say, okay, this is what we're going to record today when we come. So just get a hang of it. So 5 to 5:30 I was sending the emails, and 5:30 to 7:30 is all I could sleep every day. Because 8:30 I had to leave the house, 9:30 I had to be on the set. And that's how it happened every day. But it was like magic. So I had to figure out how to do this. And then, came a time when I looked back and I said, I've made music for everybody. But I've made no music for Leslie Lewis, the independent artist. So very recently
He has always believed in giving back to the society. In fact, Whistling Woods International itself is an excellent example of how he has given back. So not all iconic structures are made in marble and by emperors. Some structures like Whistling Woods are made in passion, love, and a commitment to give back. So, Subhashji has always believed that whatever is got, he must give back. And I recollect way back in 1992, when we went through a very bad phase when the Babri Masjid demolition took place. And soon thereafter, in the month of January 1993, there were major riots all across the country. In fact, a lot of us in the film industry were at the International Film Festival of India in Delhi. Those days, the festival used to take place in Delhi and not in Goa as it happens now. And as the riots spread, the festival was sidetracked and we all huddled together as to how we should react and how we should respond. We even went and met the Prime Minister. And one of the things that emerged was that as a media, we should communicate to the country the need to be together in such difficult times. And we approached Subhash Ghai and we told him that we wanted something to be made. And he immediately said yes and got rolling, and within a few days, within I think about 48 hours or 72 hours, he had produced Pyar Ki Ganga. Now Pyar Ki Ganga was a short film where he had assembled a cast including artists like Amir Khan, Salman Khan, Anil Kapoor, Jackie Shroff. That time Tiger Shroff was a baby, he was there. Sonam Kapoor was a baby, she was there. Nasruddin Shah was there. Rajnikant was there. Mammootty was there. He got all of them together and produced a wonderful shot called Pyar Ki Ganga. And in that sea of violence that was going around, we showed it extensively on Doordarshan, which was the major channel there, and it calmed and sort of changed the entire scenario within a few days. Such was his contribution back. And ever since then, he has been making films on public service issues, including, as many of you would have seen, on afforestation, on climate change, on clean waters, clean Ganga, on Ganga.
Lights, please.
Good morning. I'm absolutely delighted to be here and at this institution. We have seen it grow from the very beginning. And I think Subhash Ghai started a film school that today is the best in this country.
And this coming from the former chairman of the TII.
But it's quite amazing because I think he did two things that created that magic. One was, of course, to have this film school in Bombay, where films are made. That was a very important thing. Secondly, I think also it was look at the geographical location of the institution. It's just next to Film City, and you are, once you come here, you are actually living and breathing cinema all the time. That's the most important thing. Teaching, learning, all of that is later, but the fact that you created an atmosphere, whole culture of cinema, and in this wonderful place, I think you need congratulations for that, because it's made this particular institution among the best in the world, actually, not just India. Congratulations once again, Subhash.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request SG sir to please present the...
This is my own solo independent album called The White Album. And strangely, the first song, so this is not a peg, I'm not trying to give you a peg, I'm just trying to tell you, there's no record label, there is nobody, there is this independent artist who's composed his own songs, who's written his own lyrics, sung his own songs, put it out there, with no technical support from the system, except YouTube and except, going to radio stations and getting it to play. And the first song enters at number 1 across all radio stations. And that song, Subhash ji had asked me when I came to Whistling Woods the last time, he said, Kuch to gaaya, and I played that song live. You guys had never heard it, but everybody was grooving with it. First time at Whistling Woods. I just played it on the stage with the guitar. The same song called Tere Bin Adab. If you go online, you'll see it. So it's the White Album. The first song came at number 1, second song has come at number 3, the third song has come at number 6. And I've got air check certificate. So I'm saying, I have to figure now how do I take this to the next generation? How do I take this music to what our mummies and daddies were in school at that time and college, and that was indie pop. But you guys also need a new fresh set of your own kind of music in this genre, this time. So the only reason I'm telling you all this is taking a page from what Neeraj just said and what Subhashi also said. You have to reskill yourself or you're not going to make it. You're going to get redundant. So get ready. Stay young always. I call it rock and roll. Sometimes it rocks and sometimes it rolls. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. So I hope you've picked up something from what I've done. And like I said, I'm not into speech. I don't know how to give you a speech, but I could tell you something in my life. Hopefully that somewhere you realize that even we were talking about most people, there are more downs than ups. There are more downs than ups. You only see the peaks. You don't see the parts that have gone down. Everybody struggles. So you got to now that you're coming out, you're going to start your struggle. You're going to start experiencing. And, today your parents are here. Amazing. Your convocation. I had nothing like that.
No idea what they were singing. But I have to say I was blessed with the best class ever. I have so much love for everyone in my class, and I have to say that everyone was so willing to help each other out, and we were never afraid to ask for help. From the friends and memories that I made in Rizzi to all the fun we've had in college, we all were and still are so tightly knitted, and I've made some friends for life here. So thank you so much. Since a young age, I've always been into music, and I was never confident enough to make it my career. Coming to Whistling Woods changed that for me. Performing is something I was not at all comfortable with 3 years ago, but all the love and support and the platform for growth that I've received here has paved a way for me to take on stages bigger than I've ever imagined. The opportunities that I've received and the things that I have achieved used to once be things I'd only imagined. I would not be the person I am today, again, if it weren't for the most supportive friends and teachers that I have, and I think I speak for everyone here when I say that. Thank you for believing in us, supporting us, helping us every day to turn our dreams into reality. And to my friends and classmates here, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Watching you all work so hard and growing with you has been such a blessing, and I cannot wait to watch all of you achieve milestones. Last but not the least, I'm the most thankful for my family. I just know my mom is probably all emotional right now, and I have to say I got my emotional side from her, and I have to just say I am blessed with the most supportive parents. Not everybody is lucky enough to have that, and I'm so grateful. Even when I didn't believe in myself, my parents always believed me, and they pushed me to do what I love. In fact, they are the ones who told me to submit my admission forms in Whistling Woods, and look where that has got me. My mom calls me after every reel that I post to give me a review, and my dad will send my reels to everybody on his WhatsApp. Anyone that he knows, he's like, watch my daughter's reels. And to my sister who's not here today because she's studying for her boards at home, I am so thankful. Thank you for being my best friend and my biggest supporter. I love you guys so much. Okay. Graduating is such a bittersweet feeling. I know we're all excited to start this new journey in our lives, but leaving this place behind is more than difficult. It's hard to look back at the memories we made at Inbox, WWCL, Celebrate Cinema, Farewell, and so much more and not get emotional. Even though we spent half of these 3 years online, the experiences that we've had on and off campus are something we'll cherish forever. Thank you for making our beautiful journey so easy and so exciting. I would like to end by saying that on this stage today, we have the most talented and passionate people. From filmmakers to fashion designers, musicians, actors, editors, screenwriters, you name it, we have it all. And I'm so excited to watch each and every one of us grow into the dream that brought us to the city 3 years ago. I wish for all of us success in everything we put our mind to. Let's show everyone what we can do. Thank you.
I would request all faculty HODs to clear the stage and finally call upon
बिना माइक के कैसे बोलूं? थिएटर एक्टर कर सकते हैं। अगर माइक चला गया तो लव यू परफॉर्म कर लेते हैं। अगर माइक चला गया, माइक अगर चला गया।
This year's ceremony is special not only because it marks the 15th convocation of Whistling Woods International, but also because it serves as a testament to all the parents who have shown such confidence in the institution and its principles, compelling us to host this event in two parts. So we would like to welcome you all to the second part of the convocation ceremony of the Whistling Woods class of 2022.
I'd like to invite our founder chairman, Mr. Subhash Ghai, Dean Mr. Ravi Gupta, Head of
Thank you everyone for being here today and making this day most memorable for the students. I'd also like to welcome the families and friends of the class of 2022 who are watching this ceremony live. And I'm certainly not forgetting our fantastic Whistling Woods faculty and staff who are the real pillars of strength behind all our achievements today. Thank you all for being here to support these fine young film and media professionals on their special day.
Before we begin the proceedings for the day, I will soon be requesting everybody to rise for a 1 minute silence to pay tribute to all the people that the media and entertainment industry lost in the recent past. Notable among these are Mr. Dilip Kumar, Bappi Lahiri, Lata Mangeshkar, Raju Srivastav, Vikram Gokhale, Shiv Kumar Subramaniam, Sushant Singh Rajput, Irfan Khan, Rishi Kapoor, Raj Kaushal, Vikramjit Kanwarpal, Abhilasha Patil, Shravan Rathod of the Shravan Nadeem duo, Kishore Nandilaskar, Rasik Dave, Mithilesh Chakra.
Joseph Campbell, which is part of every screenplay, has a context to talk about my journey through the entertainment business. It starts off with a Japanese saying which says, Nana Korobi Yaoki, which means fall 7 times, stand up 8. You know, this business is all about that, the ability to be resilient and to bounce back as many times as possible. So let me start with what Joseph Campbell said off. And there were close to 6,000 people in that company, about 100 people at my level who I had to compete with to get to the next level. But one thing I realized there was that you need to get the buy-in from the C-suite if you want to grow your business or you want to grow a new startup division. And that was the aha moment that we got, that no attention, no meaningful investment to be able to grow that particular business. So as I was grappling with the multimedia, because the technology was way ahead of its time when I was dealing with it, it was the forerunner to a lot of things that we see today, but at that point in time, I always used to say that of Philips, my former company, that they were either way ahead or way behind. They never managed to time it right, and when they did, they scored big. And at that time, Philips was one of the giant multinationals in India. So my background was from consumer electronics before I moved it to head the multimedia division. And then, as he says, it was a call to adventure. Looking for a young and dynamic country head to lead a turnaround. This was what attracted me to Sony. Ironically, I used to be on the Sony fighter team at Philips, and I used to be looking at dissecting every aspect of Sony strategically to see where we can compete with them when I was in consumer electronics. But the ad only said it was a multinational company, and they were looking for a dynamic professional to turn around its operations. I was intrigued. I applied for the job. They flew me to LA. I met them with the board by saying, okay, you will first learn about the entertainment business in London. So I spent about a month in London. And after my London experience, I was supposed to go to Sydney, and they said, no, you go back to India, and I think you're good enough now to go and release the first film for us. And when I walked into the office, equipment there was a fax machine, which was the size of a cassette box. And the average age of the people there was 62. And this is where the next aha moment came, which said changes can derail you. If you don't know what you're going to do, most of them were eyeing the exit gate and wanting to just get out. They were just not interested in learning. So that was the next aha moment, which was reskill the people, let them unlearn what they have learned, because they were so used to working in a certain manner, right? And if you ask anybody, they would say this is the way it works. That's not how it's going to work, because we are going forward when the world is changing around us. So I had to get a buy-in from my top management to say, consumers understand marketing, understand all the related issues. But it's easier said than done. Whether it's a studio, whether it's anything, timing is extremely important. So the first thing they said is, okay, let's see if you've got the chops to do it, prove yourself with everything else on top of it. Honestly, we had 2 main theatres in those days, and our guys had already fought with them. So you couldn't even release films there, so there was a backlog of 20 unreleased films when I went in. So anyway, and healing some of the wounds that were there and try to get ourselves back on track. And we got into Jumanji, which was my very first release. That became one of the biggest releases that the studio had ever seen.
Called the Whistling Woods Maestro Award. The awardees are chosen by the students and faculty of Whistling Woods each year, and they're honoured at our annual convocation.
Past Maestro awardees have included Mr. Rakesh Roshan, Mr. Naveen Kumar, Mr. Salim Khan, Ms. Asha Parekh, Mr. Govind Nihalani, Mr. Dharmendra, Mr. Shyam Benegal, late Lata Mangeshkar, Ms. Hema Malini, Ms. Jaya Bachchan, Mr. Javed Siddiqui, Mr. Kamal Hassan, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma, Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia, Mr. Pyarelal Sharma, Mr. Dilip Kumar, Vahida Rahmanji, Gulzar Saab, Mr. Shami Kapoor, and Mr. Yash Chopra, to name a few.
Today too, we'll be giving out one special Maestro Award.
For this, we would like to call on our founder and chairman, the visionary who is the reason all of us are here today, to enlighten us with his excellent address and say a few words to our graduating class, and then introduce our Maestro awardee. Please welcome a legend of Indian cinema, our chairman, and most importantly, a mentor to all of us and to all Whistling Woods students, Mr. Subhash Ghai.
Good evening. She asked me to speak very few words. And my few words are, congratulations all the parents who have come to see this emotional and glorious moment of their children having graduation from Whistling Woods. And my hearty thanks to my great friend Jitendra for being with us, for accepting this invitation, for accepting the Master Award. Jitendra and myself, we started struggling together in the industry, but he became more successful and he's still more successful than me. And my hearty thanks to Udayji for your wonderful keynotes, and my few advices to you. You all know you must be fed up of my advices and tips throughout all these 3 years, right? So जो मैंने कही हैं वही सेम बातें हैं, सब कुछ नहीं.
Mr. Jitendra to please say a few words to our graduating batch.
नमस्कार। जब सुभाष ने मुझे फ़ोन किया यहाँ इनवाइट करने के लिए, तो उसने कहा कि बच्चे मुझे मिलकर बहुत खुश होंगे। मुझे नहीं मालूम आप लोग मुझे मिलकर खुश हुए कि नहीं हुए, लेकिन मैं आप सबसे मिलकर बहुत खुश हुआ हूं। कॉन्वोकेशन आपका है। आज आप जिस मकाम पर हैं, यहां से आप सिर्फ ना अपना करियर, अपना फ्यूचर बनाओगे यहां से, बल्कि इस एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री का फ्यूचर भी आप लोगों के हाथ में है, यंग हाथों में। सो ऑल द बेस्ट। आ जाओ मैदान में, छा जाओ। मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आप सिर्फ अपना नाम ही रोशन नहीं करोगे, बल्कि अपने गुरु विस्लिंग वुड्स का नाम भी रोशन करोगे। थैंक यू। विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट। जय माता दी।
Whistling Woods International has a tradition of awarding the valedictorian from the graduating batch. This is a student who we recognize and distinguish not only for their significant academic achievement, but also for their leadership and contribution to the student body and towards betterment of the institute. Rahul sir, may we now have you on stage to announce the valedictorian's name, and SG sir to come up on stage to give out the valedictorian's trophy.
Choosing a valedictorian this time was a particularly difficult task. Obviously, so many of you had spent very, very little time at the Institute, or much less time than usual due to the pandemic. And it was an extremely close-run affair in terms of choices. We reached out to the faculty and took their input. We reached out to the staff. Conclusion that the valedictorian for the batch of 2022 is from the School of Music, who are not here, and that student is Nidhi Vali. Nidhi.
Our chairman, our dean, all of our faculty and staff, our guests of honor, our parents and my fellow graduates. I'm truly honored to be representing the batch of 2022 today. 3 years ago, all of us came here with a dream, with a passion and an idea of what we want for our future. But I can definitely say that we are leaving with much more than we asked for. I still remember the excitement I had when I walked into Whistling Woods on day one. And I'd never felt so at home in a place that I'd never been to before. Of course, I owe all of that to my wonderful friends, my classmates who are not here right now, and my teachers who were more like friends than mentors. And I cannot summarize the number of good times that I've had behind the doors of my forever changing music rooms, but I can tell you that I'm leaving with the most beautiful memories. From secretly eating chips at the back of class during a lecture, to waiting outside for our exam turn and panicking, to learning things that will carry with us forever, we really have had it all. When I think of the person I was before I came here and the person that I am now, the difference is unrecognizable. I moved to Mumbai scared and alone, I think like many of us here. And I still remember like the first month of college when all of my friends would be singing a bunch of Hindi songs that I'd never heard before, and I felt so alien in my class. But I have to say I had the best class ever. I had some amazing classmates who were so willing to help each other out, and we were never afraid to ask for help. Other than my classmates, I really want to thank the flatmates and the roommates that I was blessed with in Rizvi. I know some of them are here. And you guys really taught me how to take care of myself. And I think I've made some friends for life in Whistling Woods. So thank you so much for that.
वाइट जाओ साइलेंट हो जाओ।
हाँ जी, शुरू करें?
हाँ सर।
कैमरा रोलिंग?
या रोलिंग सर।
सवाल आपके जवाब हमारे।
फर्स्टली तो सर मैनी हैप्पी रिटर्न्स ऑफ द डे। सर बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आपको आपके जन्मदिन की। सो सर अभी आप कॉन्वोकेशन अटेंड करके आ रहे हैं 2022 का, तो कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा आपका?
जब भी व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स का कॉन्वोकेशन होता है तो मैं इन सब बच्चों को देखता हूँ, कम से कम 200-250 बच्चे निकलते हैं। तो मैं देखता हूँ कि इनके आंखों में कितने सपने हैं, कितने एस्पिरेशन हैं, कितने चैलेंजेस हैं। और मुझे अच्छा लगता है कि आज उन्होंने ज़िंदगी के 3 साल में बहुत कुछ सीखा, टेक्स्ट बुक के अलावा भी बहुत कुछ सीखा, ज़िंदगी भी सीखी। और ये जितने बच्चे निकले हैं आज तक व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स से, सब बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं। 90-95% जो है वो अच्छी जगह में है। इस बात की खुशी होती है कि हमारे बच्चे जो हैं एक ट्रांसफॉर्म माइंड से यहाँ से निकलते हैं और वो इंडस्ट्री में जाके अपने सर्विस करते हैं। तो आज भी जो 2022 का कॉन्वोकेशन था बहुत ही मनोरंजक रहा, एंटरटेनिंग रहा, एनलाइटनिंग रहा। और हमारे जो वन ऑफ द लीजेंडरी मीडिया पर्सन थे नीरज हंगामा, मैं उनको नीरज हंगामा बोलता हूँ हमेशा, क्योंकि ही हैज बीन ऑलवेज ए विजनरी पर्सन। आज उन्होंने जो अपने एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया और जो उन्होंने टिप्स दिए स्टूडेंट्स को, वो बहुत वर्थ थे। तो कि आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू मिस्टर नीरज दैट ही रियली gave a beautiful keynote speech there today. And I'm also very grateful to my friend, Mr. Leslie. He's the great musician of our country who got today the Maestro Award decided by the faculty and the students and the management of the Whistling Woods. तो हमारा जो एंथम बना है व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स का, वो भी कंपोज जो है और डिज़ाइन इन्होंने ही किया है और वो हमेशा हमारे पास अमर धरोहर बन के रहेगा। तो आज की बहुत सी चीज़ें अच्छी थी। मैं कहूँगा कि ईश्वर उनको तरक्की रहे, कि उनकी सक्सेस मेरी सक्सेस थी, ये मैं कह सकता हूँ। और लेजली जी आप बताइए, आपको कैसा लगा?
कैसा लगा सर आपको कॉन्वोकेशन अटेंड करके?
एक तो पहली चीज़ जो है व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स से मिलना ही आई थिंक इज़ अमेजिंग, क्योंकि इट इज़ वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ एजुकेशन और फिल्म म्यूजिक जो भी है टेक्निकल बात जो है, इट इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेसेस एंड रन बाय द शोमैन हिमसेल्फ।
नहीं सर, रन बाय फैकल्टी।
नहीं फैकल्टी है, लेकिन एक विजन जो है ना, वो वहीं से फैकल्टी विल गो डाउन दैट रोड। तो इनके थॉट्स जो है, जो रियल आदमी, जो रियल सिनेमा में रह के इतने क्रिएट करके फिर बच्चों को सिखाना कि ये सही है, ये मत करो, ये ऐसा करो, दैट एक ऑलरेडी 2-4 साल आगे पार हो गया उनका इनके साथ। वहाँ रह के बस बातचीत में भी बहुत सीखने को मिलता है। और बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है आज मुझे, क्योंकि ये जो माइस्ट्रो अवार्ड व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स का मिला है, सुभाष जी के हाथों से मिला है और उनकी 80th बर्थडे पर मिला है, तो आई थिंक आई एम रियली लकी।
थैंक यू।
सो सर जब कोई नई बैच स्टार्ट होती है स्टूडेंट्स की, तो वो पहली ऐसी कौन सी एडवाइस होती है जो आप स्टूडेंट्स को देते हो, जो उन्हें लगातार कुछ सालों तक फॉलो करना पड़ता है?
सबसे पहले बात तो जब वो आते हैं हमारे स्कूल में, उनको बताते हैं कि जिंदगी के जिम्मेदार आप हैं और कोई नहीं. You should understand, be a responsible student, be a responsible aspirant. ड्रीम देखो और ड्रीम के ऊपर भरोसा मत करो, उसको वर्क करो उसके ऊपर. तो जब आते हैं तो बहुत सी बेचारे एस्पिरेशन ड्रीम लेके आते हैं, लेकिन आस्ता आस्ता हम लोग जो काम करते हैं, पूरी फैकल्टी काम करती है, वो ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर, उनके मेंटल डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर बहुत काम करती है कि हाउ दे शुड थिंक पॉजिटिव, हाउ दे शुड थिंक क्रिएटिव. बाकी तो काम जो सीखना है वो तो हर स्कूल सिखाता है, हर जगह सिखाई जाती है, लेकिन उसको जिंदगी के बारे में कैसे समझना है, उसको अपने काम के बारे में रिस्पॉन्सिबल कैसे रहना है, उसको क्रिएटिव कैसे बनना है, ये शिक्षा हम जो है पहले उनको फाउंडेशन कोर्स में ही दे देते हैं.
तो सर जैसे कि मीडिया से रिलेटेड है सब कुछ यहाँ पर, तो कभी ऐसा हुआ स्टूडेंट्स को समझाने के लिए, सिखाने के लिए बॉलीवुड सेलिब्रिटीज का एग्जाम्पल दिया हो आपने, वो बहुत ही यादगार रहा हो?
नहीं, हम लकी हैं क्योंकि हमारा बॉम्बे में फिल्म सिटी में मुस्लिम है, तो हर हफ्ते में हमारी 3-4 मास्टर क्लासेस सेलिब्रिटीज में तो होती हैं. फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लोग जो हैं बहुत मेहरबान हैं, वो जितने भी मास्टर्स हैं वो आते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स से अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करते हैं, चाहे वो स्टूडियो के CEO हों या मालिक हों या प्रोड्यूसर डायरेक्टर्स हों, एक्टर्स हों, म्यूजिशियंस हों, दे ऑल कम एंड शेयर देयर एक्सपीरियंसेस. तो एक डायरेक्ट इंटरेक्शन उनको इंडस्ट्री का मिलता है. एक ये बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन हमारी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की तरफ से है, इसलिए उनकी तरफ.
ये सर जैसे कि सर कोविड की वजह से मीडिया में काफ़ी चेंजेस हुए हैं, तो आपके नज़रिए से अगर देखते हैं तो मतलब इन चेंजेस का क्या असर पड़ा है स्टूडेंट्स पर?
देखिए, हम हर साल नहीं, हर 6 महीने के बाद पूरी फैकल्टी और मैनेजमेंट चेंजेस के बारे में पहले स्टडी करती है कि क्या परिवर्तन आए हैं और क्या नई टेक्नोलॉजी आनी चाहिए. अभी जैसे पिछले युग में इमर्सिंग इमेजेस आए हैं, इंटेलिजेंस आया है, वर्चुअल वीडियो आया है, VR आया है, IE आया है, तो सबके बारे में हम लोग पहले वी आर मच एडवांस. इससे पहले कि टेक्नोलॉजी फ्यूचर में बने, हम पहले बच्चों को सिखाते हैं क्योंकि हमें मालूम है बच्चे उस जगह पहुंचेंगे जहाँ पर ये टेक्नोलॉजी आ चुकी है.
तो सर जब कैसे हर साल नए बच्चे आना, फिर उनके साथ इंटरैक्ट करना, तो वो आपके लिए कितना इजी या डिफिकल्ट होता है बच्चों के साथ एक अच्छा बॉन्ड बनाना या कनेक्शन बनाना, ताकि आपकी और उनकी बातें आपस में मेल जोल खाती रहे?
इजी इसलिए होता है कि जब आप मोहब्बत करते हैं और केयर करते हैं बच्चों से, तो ईजी हो जाता है. तो डिफिकल्ट ये होता है कि उनको नई चीज़ें हम उनसे भी सीखते हैं, और उसी तरह से जो समझ है उनकी आज की लेटेस्ट जो अपडेट है, उस अपडेट से ऊपर हम बात करें, वो डिफिकल्ट होता है. तो टीचर्स को भी अलर्ट रहना पड़ता है, हम लोगों को भी अलर्ट रहना पड़ता है कि वी आर एट द सेम पेज. वो जो अपडेटेड है उस तरह पे हमारे टीचर्स भी और फैकल्टी भी अपडेट रहे, ताकि उनकी कम्युनिकेशन एक बैलेंस है.
और एक बात भी है कि सुभाष जी जो है ना, खुद बच्चे का दिल है, सो ही इज लाइक ए यंग किड. तो उनको जो मतलब नया क्या है, अच्छा ये मुझे लगता है तुम्हारा पॉइंट अच्छा, अलग कुछ क्या होगा, अच्छा हो सके ठीक है, नहीं लुक इनटू इट. तो एक क्यूरियोसिटी जो है ना वो उनमें है. आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट्स केप्ट हिम यंग एंड टुडे ही इज 18 years.
I'm a very curious child with lot of questions every day. ये आया तो क्यों आया, इसका फायदा तो क्या होगा, ये टेक्नोलॉजी कौन सी है. ये आज से नहीं, बचपन से मेरी आदत थी, और अभी का बचपना है, आप समझ लीजिए. कि इसी तरह इसलिए कह रहे हैं क्योंकि हर चीज़ नया खिलौना आता है, नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है, एक नया इंस्ट्रूमेंट आता है, कुछ नए नोट सुनने को मिलते हैं, कुछ नया साउंड सुनने को मिलता है. तो जिंदगी तो बहुत प्यारी है, आप सीखने वाले बनो, जिंदगी बहुत कुछ सिखाएंगे.
और उनमें जो पैशन जो है ना, वो पैशन ही मेन चीज़ है. जो भी हो, अप टाइप हो, डाउन हो, बट बस लगा है. आई थिंक दैट्स द मेन थिंग.
जैसे कि सर सिंगिंग की दुनिया की बात करें तो अभी पहले से और अभी में बहुत फर्क हो गया है, मतलब इतनी कंपटीशन बढ़ गई है मार्केट में. तो आपको क्या लगता है, कोई गाना रेडी करने के पहले मतलब क्या कुछ सोचना पड़ता है कि ताकि ये, क्योंकि आजकल कोई चीज़ें आने से पहले से ट्रोल किया जाता है, सो कितना ये इजी या डिफिकल्ट होता है एक गाना तैयार करने के लिए?
अभी टेक्नोलॉजी के हिसाब से इजी है कि अभी सबके पास लैपटॉप है, सबके पास माइक है, सब घर में अपने अपने स्टूडियोज बना दिए. तो वो एक ज़माना था जब रिकॉर्ड करना है तो स्टूडियो में जाना है, बुकिंग लेना, इट्स अ बिग थिंग. अब वो नहीं, वो डब करके भेज देना घर से. तो वो टेक्नोलॉजी आ गई. लेकिन जैसे आपने कहा कि कंपटीशन मार्केट में इतने लोग हर सब गाता है, एंड आई थिंक इंडिया हैज गॉट सो मच टैलेंट है, तो गाने वाले तो इतने हैं, तो उनमें आपको आके शामिल होके फिर आप में अलग क्या है, जैसे सुभाष जी ने कॉन्वोकेशन में कहा था कि आप देखो कि मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ, वो क्या कर रहा है, अरे उसने वो किया तो मैं भी वो करता हूँ, नहीं वो नहीं, देन आप वहीं अटकोगे या आउट ऑफ फैशन हो जाओगे। सो ओनली वे इज कि अपने आप पे भरोसा करके अपनी आर्ट सीखो, बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, और जो भी मार्केटिंग करना है वो तो अभी का वक्त है, तो यू हैव टू डू इट, लेकिन अपना जो आर्ट है वो मेरे हिसाब से बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। दैट इज व्हाट व्हिstling वुड्स देता है अपने स्टूडेंट्स को, कि अपनी बेसिक आर्ट जो है वो पकड़ के रखो, फिर आपको इम्प्रोवाइज करना पड़ेगा बाद में, फंडामेंटल चीज सीख के जाओ।
यस सर, जैसे कि सर व्हिstling वुड से कई होनहार स्टूडेंट्स निकले, अभिषेक जैन, नहाना फुकरा जैसे, तो इस ईयर के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं इनसे आपकी मतलब क्या उम्मीद है आपकी, मतलब कैसे और भी होनहार बच्चे निकलने वाले हैं इसमें से?
देखिए, बच्चे सीखने की चाहत रखे और सिखाने वाले की श्रद्धा हो कि इसको सही सिखाना है, तो बच्चे अपने आप निकल ही जाते हैं। अब उसमें से कुछ अच्छे होते हैं, कुछ कम अच्छे होते हैं, तो हमेशा एक परिवार में जब बच्चे होंगे उसमें भी ऐसा होगा, तो सीखने वाले के ऊपर भी बहुत डिपेंड करता है। और हमारे में बहुत से बच्चे बहुत अच्छा काम के इंडस्ट्री कर रहे हैं, कुछ स्ट्रगल भी कर रहे हैं, तो ऐसा नहीं, कोई भी शिक्षा स्थान आपको गारंटी नहीं देता है, वो ये आपको समझाता है कि आपको सीखना कैसे है, आगे जाकर भी कैसे सीखें, बस।
इसी के साथ ही सर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में पहले से और अब में बहुत फर्क हो गया है, तो आप ये जो चेंजेस देखते हो इससे आपको क्या लगता है कि आगे चलकर?
मुझे बहुत खुशी होती है जब भी चेंज आता है, मुझे लगा अच्छा हुआ, कल था बड़ा बोरिंग था, अभी आज जो है बड़ा अच्छा है, जब पास्ट है वो हमको बोरिंग लगता है।
किया हुआ है आगे क्या?
Thank you very much, wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.